Welcome back to the Multiversus Yay or Nay series, and we have one question to ask. What season is it? And perhaps we need to ask none other than Daffy Duck. Let's go. Okay. Last time we did the Yay or Nay series for Multiversus, Daffy Duck ranked pretty high. But the question will be, can he repeat those same type of stats? So we're going to be redoing this, but a little bit of an updated version, if you will. So Daffy Duck, yay or nay? Let's see if people still want this character or not. So let's start with the move set, as always. So move number one, I think this one is one of, well, there's a lot of iconic stuff from Daffy Duck, but this iconic scene right here from when he's fighting Elmer Fudd in the boxing ring, and this would probably be like maybe a I don't know, side special, or maybe just like a big neutral attack. But he winds up, he reaches way back, and then he delivers one big punch. I guess a grounded neutral attack could kind of work, and then you charge it up, and he kind of like holds it a little bit longer, reaches way back, and then boom, wallops the opponent. This one, too classic, too iconic, too Daffy Duck. I think this would have to be in his moveset somewhere, so absolutely had to include it for this video. Move idea number two, we're gonna go over to a person, Jordan POX. So we've talked about him on the channel a couple times, if I'm not mistaken, in the past, but they've done a Daffy Duck, like their own animation for what they think Daffy could be in Multiverses. And if you don't know, this same person that we're about to show the next couple moves for, this person does work on Multiverses now, so this is kind of cool. So if anybody knows how Daffy Duck might be able to play, this person's probably got some good ideas. So at first, let's go with the bill toss. He just takes off his bill and he like throws it forward. I've seen a couple other, slight variations of this. Maybe he just throws it and it just goes straight forward. That's it. We've also seen, or at least some people said maybe make it like a boomerang where he throws it, but then obviously it's going to come right back to him. But either way, this would give Daffy a projectile to play with, which would be kind of fun. But however you want to do it, he only has the one bill, so it's not like he can just rapidly throw out 3, 4, 5 of them. He's only got the one, so he throws out the one again. Boomerang-like effect, maybe, or maybe it's just one quick throw, and then I guess the bill just kind of like reappears on his face, or maybe you give it like a timer, and he's wandering around without the bill on his face for just a little bit of time. That'd be kind of funny, but this I think would be a phenomenal idea for at least an attack idea. Move number 3. Now, I do want to, okay, we'll show the move first, and then I'll tell you what Jordan said about this, at least how Jordan viewed this move. So the move itself, Daffy pulls out a rabbit season sign. Now, my idea for this, make this Daffy's counter. Now, I know some people would say just make it his parry. That would make sense. That could very well work. But how I'm going to make this an attack, make this a counter attack, but it only works maybe 75% of the time, 80% of the time. There's a chance that the counter, even if you hit it correctly, maybe doesn't work. Again, play with the numbers all you want there. 90%, 10% for it to work or not to work. Or I guess you could just say every time it works, you counter the opponent. But if you fail, you get a rabbit sign, and then it blows up in Daffy's face for a little bit of extra damage towards Daffy. That way, this is classic Daffy as well. It's classic Daffy as well. So my idea, just kind of make it like a counter. So, if it's a, successful counter, well, then it's rabbit season. If it's unsuccessful, well, it's definitely duck season. Oh, and then here's what Jordan put real quick. Jordan said 50-50 chance of duck or rabbit season sign, but think of the move as a combination of Jigglypuff's rest attack mixed with Game & Watch's judge attack. All right, let's move over to some alternate costume ideas, as well as some taunts and then cosmetics, player profile icons. So up first, alternate costumes. Again, very iconic Daffy. I'm sure many of us have seen this. If not, there's a very iconic episode where Daffy kind of like, he's wandering, he's doing his little animation, then he starts talking to the animator itself, and there's nothing. It's a blank page. It's a white sheet. There's no animation going on besides Daffy. He ends up getting erased. Daffy gets into a fight basically with the animator, and Daffy says, hey, put some scenery in the background. So the person quickly draws scenery, but there's no color. And then Daffy says, put some color, stupid. And then the animator colors Daffy Duck. So what about this as an idea for an alternate costume? This would look really wacky. I would love this. This would be so cool. It might be, maybe some people might say it's an eyesore out there, but I think this would be really cool. Plus, it's a very fun nod to, well, a very iconic scene in Daffy's lore, I guess, in his history. So this would be pretty fun. Again, alternate costume idea number 2 we can go with is the musketeer look. He wouldn't have the sword, I guess, for his attack, because he doesn't really have any melee weapons, but you get the idea. Musketeer nonetheless. The big hat, the giant feather coming out of it, the purple shirt, the green. Yeah, you get it. You see what it is. It's just an idea for another alternate costume. Daffy has too many to list, so, you know, any ideas are good ideas, I guess. And then, of course, alternate costume idea number 3 has to be Duck Dodgers. I mean, if there's going to be one alternate costume Daffy gets, it's going to be Duck Dodgers eventually, right? At some point he would have that. So, but possibly that's the first costume that comes with him because, you know, a lot of people would recognize it. It's a very iconic, very memorable attire, I guess. So this would have to be with Daffy at some point, arguably, possibly the very first alternate costume that he gets in the game. So Duck Dodgers look for sure. Now let's go on to some taunt ideas. And, well, Multiversus has started to give some characters some musical instruments, and Daffy has had musical instruments before, so why not give him his ukulele? He's just wandering around, strumming the ukulele, like, you know, whatever a ukulele sounds like, but that'd be a perfect idea if they want to keep giving characters more and more musical instruments. This would be perfect. Let him join the band with everybody else. Why not, right? And then taunt idea number 2. Again, this, I suppose, could also be a winning animation, but he's got his hat on, he's got the gloves on, and then he starts doing the, I don't know, what do you want to call that? The tap dance? The tap dance? The dance? You see it. This could easily be a taunt or winning animation idea, like I said, so you got some good ideas here. So Daffy, he's full of life and he's full of, well, personality. All right, now for a couple cosmetic ideas, let's reach into the bag a little bit. On this one from the Duck Dodgers series, would it be cool to get some representation from Duck Dodgers, the show? Why not get Queen Tyranny? She could be like at least a cosmetic idea, right? Player profile icon. I know there's one person that comments for me to do an episode about Queen Tyranny, but I don't know if there's much there or if anybody else would really like that. So at least get her the profile icon. So you got to have her represented in some way, right? Especially if Daffy gets the Duck Dodgers alternate attire for one of his costumes. So, you know, again, got to get that in there. And then, of course, another iconic one. Just give us Duck Season. Unless, is this already in the game? Or do we have Rabbit Season? I think Rabbit Season's in the game. So, do they have Duck Season? Oh man, I should have looked at my inventory before this. If they don't have Duck Season, this should absolutely be a profile icon for sure. Or I guess you could make it like an animated banner, so we could turn it into that, where you just see like Bugs' hand, you know, ripping the poster down to Duck Season, or yeah, to Duck Season, and then you see Daffy's hand come down and rip it back to Rabbit Season. So you can make that an animated banner, I suppose. But you know, this is again too iconic not to include if Daffy were to be playable in the game. And that is pretty much going to be it. Daffy Duck, yay or nay. Absolute 100%, one of the easiest yays of my life. Daffy just needs to be a part of the roster at this point. So when is he going to show up? I don't know. I don't know. I predicted like May or June. So we'll see if that happens or not. But either way, that is it for this one. Hope you all enjoyed. And I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you. It's so good.